Welcome to the Mindset Architect Podcast, where it's all about creating the life you want, the business you want, and making a real difference. Join us in unlocking the code to true success. And now your host, Tony Caliendo, Master Coach with Rethink Coaching.
Welcome to the Mindset Architect Podcast, episode number 21. I'm Tony Caliendo, Master Coach here at Rethink Coaching. And as always, I want to thank you for sharing your time with me. I say this and I mean it. Time is your most valuable gift. And the fact that you're here, I truly appreciate you sharing one of your biggest gifts with me. So today I want to talk about confidence or self-confidence. Really, to me, those are one and the same. My confidence is really my self-confidence because I get it from within. We're going to talk about that. But I want to talk about this because of the time of year we're in. You know, I'm having a lot of conversations with agents across the country, entrepreneurs across the country that are 3 weeks into our new year, and they're starting to have a feeling that they don't have the skills or they're not confident in their ability to achieve their new goal. And I just don't want that to hold anybody back from really achieving their success. You know, we're going to experience failures. You can call them what you want. We can sugarcoat it and say, oh my gosh, you're going to experience some opportunities. You're going to experience some failures. And those failures can erode at your confidence, right? Or that's what we think. And I'm here today to talk to you about that. It's not the case. It's a different thing that's happening that masks itself as confidence or lack of confidence. So we've talked about a lot of things, right? We've talked about mindset and beliefs. We've talked about business practices. This element of confidence / self-confidence is another part of your overall equation of success. You see, what I think a lot of people do, what I know a lot of people do, is they base their confidence on skills, either skills that they're currently doing or a skill that they have mastered in the past. And they place their confidence on external results, when in fact, confidence comes from within. And here's what's fascinating. When I meet a new client or I'm speaking at different engagements or I'm in different groups, and I can sense a lack of confidence in someone, that's going to be one of the first things that I believe we need to work on, because nothing else is going to matter until we believe enough in our ability to regain our confidence. Now, is somebody going to not be successful because I lack confidence? No, that's not the case. Having a strong sense of self-confidence will drive you to success quicker. So if you're lacking confidence, I'm not here to say, well, you're just never going to be successful. Forget about it. Go quit, go do whatever you were doing before this, or go get a job or do whatever. That's not what I'm saying, but I am saying confidence plays a really integral part on your path to success, and it can help you get there a lot quicker. I think of confidence like energy. All right. So think about this. I was just at a conference, if you will, a meeting, if you will, last week where I was one of the presenters. It's not the fact that I knew the material that I was presenting at a high level. It was the fact that I know my ability to perform in public. The fact that I know my ability is strong. All right. There were a lot of reasons I could have lost my confidence at this meeting. I was presenting to a group of 150 high income earning individuals. These are smart folks that got to where they got because they are smart and driven. I could have allowed that to get into my head and create some doubt around my abilities or my skill set. Like, who am I? Some of these people in this room are making way more money than me, and I'm here trying to teach them something. Had I entered the space with that lack of confidence, it would have been felt. Confidence is energy. And what I want to say to that is, one of my old mentors taught me this, and I love her for it. She said, energy precedes you in every single thing you do. We don't think about it, yet it does. So as a real estate agent, my energy, which again, I believe confidence is a source of energy, my energy is going to precede me in every single activity I do. Before I pick up the phone and call a potential client, before I pick up the phone and do follow-up, before I send a text, before I do a social media post, before I ever put my first sign in the yard to do an open house, before I walk in the house for a listing presentation, my energy has already preceded me and it is setting the tone. I have to tell you, my energy preceded me last week in that presentation. And this is not arrogance or ego. I am not sitting here patting myself on the back and look at me, look at me. All I am saying is my level of confidence impacted my energy. My energy impacted how I was received and how my message was received. But at the end of the day, my level of confidence was really responsible for the success of my time in that space with that group of amazingly talented entrepreneur real estate agents. So pay attention to that energy. You know, I've said this, and I think you've heard it. I use the word doubt. I use the word energy. That self-confidence comes from within. And if you look at just the pure definition of self-confidence, it's a feeling of trust in one's abilities, utilities, utilities or judgment. That's dictionary. That's the Google world definition of confidence. And it is that feeling of trust in your abilities. So I want you to think about this. When you start off doing something new, we tend to base our worth or our confidence in doing something on our level of success in that skill. That is not where confidence really comes from. Confidence comes from the fact that I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I'm super confident in my abilities that if I set my mind or I said I'm going to do something, I'm doing it, period. That's where confidence comes from. So right now, why I'm having this conversation with you, there are many of you that are doing new things this year to get you to your new goal. And we start weighing our worth and our confidence on our skills and not our overall ability. And so if you think about this, when you first started doing something, so when I first started selling real estate and I had my first appointment, I'll never forget. I know the guy's name and I know the address. I will not forget it. I focused for a moment on my skills and let that get in my head, and that messed with my confidence. When I adjusted and was like, what am I doing? Who cares about this? I am so confident in my ability to get this guy into a house. I'm not going to worry about the other stuff right now. I'm going to focus on that. And my confidence came back and I showed up differently. Self-confidence comes from your brain and your thoughts. And you know from our previous podcast and previous conversations that your brain creates thoughts and stories, and that is feeding how you think and feel and ultimately impacting your results. So your confidence is coming from internal, not external. Oh, you got a 10 plus on this skill. That's not where it's coming from. That's certainty. And so I want to take a moment and have you think about the difference, because I want you to realize right now that your confidence comes from your belief in your abilities to get something done. Your certainty comes from how you have mastered a skill or how you are able to do something. Confidence is different. Confidence is in your ability. So I remember several conversations with my mom, especially as a young adult and then later in life before she passed. We had some great conversations. And she said, I never doubted that you were going to get something done. You were just that person when you said you were going to do something. You just figured it out and you went to task and you got it done. That's confidence. That's confidence. I mean, none of us are given a manual exactly on how to do everything in life. But when we have confidence in our abilities to navigate and succeed, we can do whatever we want to do. For me, that was I started off my career as an executive in the hotel industry. I didn't start as an exec, but I started in the hotel industry, became an executive because I was confident in my ability to get crap done. I just was going to get it done. If there was an issue, I was going to get it done. And what's funny is in my career in the hotel world, I got placed in troubled hotels over and over and over to fix them. And it wasn't because of my skills necessarily, it's because I was just confident that we could fix this thing and turn it around. I had confidence in my abilities to show up and perform as a leader. And I worried about the rest of the stuff later. Each hotel had its own little quirk that you had to figure out, which was a different skill set. Sometimes it was sales, sometimes it was operations, sometimes it was a combination, sometimes it was the physical um, hotel itself. So there were a lot of different things. If I focused on my skill and got my confidence from that, I would not have the most confidence if it was a skill I wasn't well versed in. But where I could walk into a hotel that was failing and getting horrible little notices about performance from our corporate folks, I was 100% confident I could fix it because I was confident in my ability. So I really want you to think about that. A lot of like another example of that is I have a group of peers that I meet with on the regular that are coaches, and we're pretty like-minded in terms of we're drivers and we're just very confident in our abilities to get stuff done. I wouldn't own my own company if that wasn't the case. You wouldn't be running a real estate business if that wasn't the case. And we often laugh and say, would you just be mortified if you could go back and listen to your first 6 months of coaching calls? I mean, um, I remember some of those calls, and I didn't base my confidence on the skills as a coach. I based my confidence on the fact that I knew I have abilities and I knew that I could partner with somebody and get them to a different level of success. I was focusing on my ability because that's just who I am. And so I'm going to ask you to think about this. Where have you been placing your energy to identify or define your confidence? Is it in the skills or is it in just your overall ability to get stuff done? The first place I would start is to take a step back and to let go of judging or to let go of comparing, because that has a tremendous impact on confidence, right? Most of us, again, base our confidence on our skills, not on our abilities. But if we're comparing ourselves to other people who are uber successful or more successful than us, we may be eroding at our confidence because we're going to doubt our ability to do the same thing. There's a quote, and I apologize, I don't know who said it, but it goes something like this: that yeah, comparison is the greatest thief of all joy. And I believe that to be true. I also believe that comparison is the thief of confidence because you're judging your ability to do something. Like with somebody, like for example, uh, let's say one of your real estate agent peers, somebody in your city or somebody that you know is posting their success on social media. They are not posting their success about, oh, I made 35 phone calls and 5 people answered. And out of those 5 people, they're not posting about that. They're posting about their overall ability, right? They're posting about their ability of being successful. And yet when we start comparing ourselves to that, we erode at our own belief that we're able to do the same thing. And then we start to go down the path of thoughts and we start to go down the path of skills and we start to say, well, I'm just not very good because I don't know how to do this at a high level. And we allow that to be our definition of confidence. And that's where a lot of our opportunity gets eroded. So one of my friends says this all the time about comparison, especially around social media, which is where a lot of us will do this. And then it has an impact on our confidence, is that we are looking at our blooper reel, right, of all the places that we failed, all the things that we didn't do well, and we're comparing it to somebody's highlight reel. And what we don't know is behind that highlight reel is a whole bunch of crap, a whole bunch of bloopers that they just didn't want to share with you because why would they? We don't do that as a society. We want to look good and be right. So do not allow yourself to judge or compare to other people because that will impact your confidence around your abilities. Some of us, that may charge us up. Some of us may be like, if they can do it, I can do it. That's not always the case. And so just watch what you're doing that could be eroding or impacting that energy of self-confidence. I don't want to think it's arrogance. I don't want anybody to ever think it's arrogance. But again, I have the innate ability that if I say I'm going to do something, I just do it. I figure it out because I'm confident in my abilities to conquer anything that I want to do. I didn't know how to run a hotel when I first started, but I was confident in my ability to figure things out. And I was confident in my abilities to be successful. I didn't know what it would take to be a successful agent, but I was really confident that I could do it. I just had the confidence in my abilities. I jumped in and boom, I was extremely successful as an agent, and that led into my being a coach. Again, I didn't know what it took to be a successful coach. I had some great coaches, but I didn't know what it was going to take for me to become a great coach other than my belief in my ability to just do it, because that's how I show up. I am wired in a way that when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And I believe if we all took the time to focus on our ability and on our skills, most of us would have the confidence we need to do whatever it is that we want to do. So if you're feeling like you're lacking a little bit of confidence, and right now you're like, oh my gosh, I've been basing my confidence on my ability to convert every caller that I talk to into a lead, I'm going to invite you to think differently. I'm going to invite you to let that go. Skills create certainty. Confidence is internal. Skills are what you gain your certainty from. When I was in real estate, I was certain that if I held an open house or two a weekend, I was going to get at least 2 leads. I was certain of that. I was confident I could do whatever I wanted to do. And so there's a difference. So don't base your confidence solely on your skills. The other thing is, if you're feeling a lack of confidence, I think what a lot of times it is it's really the emotion of doubt or an emotion of confusion. So if you think about where you are right now, and you might be feeling a little uncertain or lack of confidence, I want you to really ask yourself, is it really a lack of confidence, or is it a feeling of doubt or confusion? Because when we go to do something new or we go to do something different and we don't have, spectacular results, which rarely do we hit things out of the ballpark on the first attempt, we can start to have some feelings of doubt or confusion. I'm confused. I thought this was going to work and it's not working. Or we may feel doubt. I don't know if I can do this. I doubt that I'm the person. I doubt that I've got the ability to do this. I doubt that it's for me. All right. And that doubt can really be mistaken for confidence. And they're different. I promise you that they're very, very different. So if I'm feeling a sense of doubt, which may be currently impacting my level of confidence, I just want to ask myself a question. Is this true? Go back to the model, right? Is it true? And remove the doubt. Just simply state to yourself, I believe in my ability. I believe in my ability. I believe in myself. All right. Because what we're doing there is removing doubt, and doubt is an emotion, right? Created by a thought. So if we replace the thought with, I believe in my ability, I believe in myself, it's going to help to remove some of that doubt and remove where we mistaken it for confidence. Doubt is one of those emotions that we tend to default to during difficult or uncertain times. We start to allow our brain to really play this game, and then we think, well, I just can't do it. I don't have the skill set. I'm lacking confidence in doing it. No, you're not. You might be lacking some training. You might be lacking some education. What you are not lacking is having a belief in your confidence, in your ability to do things, period. That's the difference. So if you're feeling uncertain, look at your skills. If you're feeling a level of lack of confidence, just sit back and rewrite the story. Rewrite the story. Think about your abilities. Think about what you've done to get to where you are. I believe this is my final career. I really do. I can't imagine doing something else. But if somebody plucked me out of this and plucked me into a different industry, I have such confidence in my abilities that I would figure it out. I just would, because that confidence is an energy. And if I believe that strongly in my abilities, that's going to make an impact on the energy, and that's going to make an impact on how I show up and how it is received. So spend some time on that. Here's the other fascinating part. And I promise you this is to be true. I promise you this. If you are struggling right now and you're not achieving those new goals, you're not achieving the results you want, and you've been feeling a little less than confident, I want you to spend some time recreating that and focus on your abilities. And then I want you to do something. I want you to go back and do exactly what you've been doing in terms of the activity. And I promise you, the result will be different. I promise you it will. So many times when I work with clients and we're working in this one area and we get our confidence back because we focus on our ability, the next question will say, okay, so what should I do different in terms of my actions? And my response is nothing. You've already done it. I promise you, if you work on your self-confidence, your confidence, and you gain that space, that energy, and you go back and do what you've been doing, your results are going to be different. I promise you. It's how it works. So if you're struggling, this is your opportunity. We've talked about getting to goal is not about doing more. Getting to goal is about your thoughts. Your thoughts create a belief or a feeling, which impacts your confidence. So they're all tied together. So if you're struggling, back up, sit back, and focus on abilities, not skills. If you need to work on skills to create some certainty, great. That's education training. Go get that taken care of. But really focus on that energy of confidence coming from within. And I promise you, the results will be different. They just are. So I appreciate you being here. I really do. I think this is a skill for some of us that we have to work on. For whatever reason, this kid from Omaha, Nebraska just had it encoded within that I could do whatever I wanted to do. And I believed in my abilities, which has given me a level of confidence and energy. If you're not that person and you've based all of your confidence on your results or your confidence on your activities, take a moment and shift that and just think about how gifted you are. You are here already. The talent is here. You were born to be something or someone. So whatever your belief is, God, universe, whatever it is, you were born to do something, and in that is your ability, and your confidence is there. Get out of the skill thing, get out of the result thing, and just look at your abilities. You've already been given the gift because you're here. And then the fact that you're here listening to this podcast, the fact that you're investing in the way you think is a sign that you've got a belief in your ability to do something, or you wouldn't be here. You'd be reading a book, or you'd be looking at everything you did wrong. Stop it. Just focus on your abilities. And I promise your confidence level will change. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I know this is one of those things. Sometimes you sit back and you think, yeah, but I do get confidence when I accomplish something. Again, I'm just going to invite you to think that it's certainty. I want you to separate these two things, certainty from confidence, and really work on it. And I promise you, your world will be different. However, if even after listening to this podcast, you're struggling with this concept, reach out to me, Tony@rethinkcoaching.com. I'm easy to find. Tony M. Caliendo, Tony M. like Michael Caliendo on Instagram. You can find me there. Facebook, Tony Caliendo. Google me, Tony Caliendo. You'll find my information. Reach out directly. I do not want anybody to struggle with this. This is a game changer. This is another piece of the puzzle that when you unlock it will change your results quickly. So don't sit there and struggle. Reach out to me or someone from my team. We're always happy to help you. As always, guys, thanks so much. And gals, thanks so much for being here. I truly appreciate you. And I cannot wait to see you next week. And I love getting notes from you guys telling me about the impact of something you listened to and the result it's made and changes in your life. So please share your stories. I absolutely love hearing your success. Until then, we'll talk to you next week. Take care. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, you must come check out the Mindset Architect Group Coaching Program. It's our monthly program where we explore the power of your mindset, help you identify what you truly want in business and life, and then help you reach those goals. Come check us out at rethinkcoaching.com/group-program. That's rethinkcoaching.com/group-program. We'll see you there.